also noticed that she has a bit of a different look in terms of speed this year.
Alex Brown, Mackenzie Clark, and Valerie Cagle will lead things off for the Tigers here in the first. And Cagle leading the team batting average, slugging percentage, home run, RBI. She does a lot of good things for this Clemson team, and you'll get to see her in the cleanup spot.
She is an absolute stud all around, that's for sure.
Kerpix looks at the pitch band, and her first pitch at 32 after the hour is in there for a strike.
We love to see a pitcher coming right in for a strike first pitch.
Saw Kerpix numbers, 237 ERA, 4-0 here on the season as the 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. For Alex Brown, the junior, hitting .359. And has started in all 13 campaigns, now the 14th here for the Tigers. Count 2-1 here to Brown as Clemson comes into this game 11-2. Georgia is 12-1, just defeated once by Virginia Tech here in Athens.
Brown is a transfer from UNC and has come in this year and already made an impact for this Clemson team.
Righty on lefty, here is the 2-2. Swatted back foul out of play. Good crowd on hand for what was really nice conditions about 4 hours ago. Really quickly became now damp, very cool, very breezy conditions, and field's certainly going to be wet, so that'll be something to look at here as we go through the game. Two-two. This one swatted to the shortstop. She'll field it cleanly. And Armistead over to Digby for the out. One away for Georgia defensively. Chamley, Goodnight, and Kearney left to right across the Georgia outfield. Mosley, Armistead, Kuma, and Digby left to right across the infield, with Sarah Gordon behind the plate catching the balls and strikes. And a big cut there from Mackenzie Clark, 0-1. Clark, a 5'5" senior from Mayaca City, Florida. The one comes in high. She's hitting .324 here this season. Pause to get refresh on balls there. Cameron Ellison is our home plate umpire calling the balls and strikes tonight. Robert Guest at first, and Don Brown will work third. 1-1. This one out of the reach of Mosley at third, turning at first, heading to second, and she'll move in easily to second base with a stand-up double. Mackenzie Clark with one away.
That's what you want to see from a senior, from a veteran player. Coach Ritten spoke so highly of his veteran players earlier this week when we spoke to him. Just talking about leadership, how they lead by example. Such good quality.
One on and one out. And here's that cleanup hitter, and this one a pop fly to left. Chambly there. A little anticlimactic. We talk her up so much there, and one pitch, one out, and that's a big relief there for Kerpix.
Yeah.
That'll bring up Maddie Moore, the second baseman. Or a junior from Loomis, California. 278 in the 4-hole. In the dirt, count 2-0. We talked before the game about the travel challenge for this Georgia squad. Big tournament this weekend. They're headed out to Stanford to face some really good Pac-12 competition. 5 a.m. rise and shine in the morning from Athens. That's going to be pretty.
Not even just a rise and shine. They are pulling out of Jack Turner Stadium at 5 a.m.
I can certainly relate. 3-0 comes inside. Close to grazing her there, but she'll walk on a 3-0. So first and second now with 2 away.
Now batting the shortstop number 16,
Leah Lugaleo will now stand in for Clemson. Senior hitting .303.
This is not exactly who you might want to see up at the plate with 2 runners on. Got a pretty high slugging percentage.
Yeah, it's like .424. Hitting .385 with 2 outs so far this season. So has been a clutch hitter when she's had to put the bat on the ball. One, she offered at it, held off. Kirkpatrick's quite stoic out there in the circle, just very calm, centered.
Yeah, she's always been a very consistent person. Never shows too much emotion out on the field.
We're pretty calm.
You think?
Most of the time. you knew when to spark it up a little bit. 3-1. Gets that one in there. Called strike 2. That's a big pitch to come back with.
Sure is, and that's a pretty safe location to be going in with that pitch.
Now you're going to have to really deliver one here with the 3-2. 2 on, 2 out. High, and the bases are loaded. Clark to third, Moore to second. Lungaleo to first with a walk. So 3 base runners here for Clemson off just 1 hit. And here's Lindsey Garcia, the senior. As a pitcher, 2 out, bases loaded. How do you want to manage this situation?
You have to go right at her, but ideally you are getting an infield ground ball that's manageable for your defense.
That one goes foul past Mosley. So quickly 0-2, so certainly a good start. Here's Kirkpatrick on the 0-2. With the amount of scouting, the video, you know, hot cold zones in the box. She's certainly got spots she's trying to hit. She's going after her, but like you mentioned earlier on that 3-1 in there for a strike, you're going with safe, calculated.
Yeah, I think everything in this game is a little bit calculated, and Coach Wilkinson has definitely done her homework as she's calling pitches. So between that and Kervix out there, definitely some strategy going on.
That one well outside, trying to get her to chase. 1-2 the count. Vieira waits on deck should we get that far. Popped up out of play.
There's that change-up that we love to see from Kervix. It is so killer every single time.
Off the end of the bat, this one will turn foul at the last second. Good battle here between Garcia and Kerpix.
Certainly as both veterans out here fighting for their teams.
Quick chat out there as Gordon goes out and delivers a ball. A word of encouragement to her pitcher here with 2 away. Pop back foul towards us. One, two once again. Got her swinging for a called strike 3. Bases.
Cagle has been with this program since before they were in action, and she's got pretty good speed out there, and she's just a really consistent force for this Clemson team on both sides of the ball.
She's a quick worker out here quickly. 0-2 here on Emily Digby for Georgia. Emily Digby, Jada Kearney, and Sydney Chambly will bat here in the first for Georgia. As that one goes outside, we mentioned Georgia 12-1, top 5 on the season. A preseason pick to finish second in the SEC by 1 vote to Tennessee. So media and coaches alike understanding how good this Georgia squad could be. Here's the 1-2. It's going to be sent to foul territory, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Next up for the Bulldogs, the right fielder, number 8, Jada Kearney.
So Jada Kearney, the right fielder. Digby retired on the F5. Kearney 385 here on the season. This one sent back up the middle for Georgia's first hit of the evening. 1 out single for Jada Kearney. Matchups like this, are you going to see a pitcher's duel? You're going to see the bats go at it because both these teams can hit, they can pitch. So far, it seems like the offense may be a tick ahead, still early in this one, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a duel on both sides of the ball, but the offense does seem to be popping.
Yeah. Georgia not afraid to swing and put the ball in play as Chambly ahead here 1-0. 355 average on the season. It's a righty on lefty matchup here for Cagle. She finds herself behind 2-0. Taylor Swift night. Did you know that?
I did.
2-0.
T-shirts handed out.
Did you get hooked up?
I did not get hooked up with this T-shirt, unfortunately.
I imagine it's in demand.
There was a whole line waiting before I got here of people, so Definitely.
There's a ground ball to second for one, off the glove, not in time there. So the lead runner is taken off the bases there with some good fielding at second by Moore. Still will have a runner at first. That'll bring up Sidney Kuma.
Now batting second baseman number 6, Sidney Kuma.
Swung on, throw to second, not in time. So Sidney Chamblee steals second. Here, fourth of the season, get another look.
She certainly has some speed. You'll notice after the ball hits the ground that shortstop actually wiped it off. She noticed it was a little wet.
It started sprinkling again during the national anthem right before the game. Of course, this game originally was a 5 o'clock Eastern first pitch, pushed it back an hour due to the storms coming through and the timing. But then the amount of rain, they wanted an extra half hour to get that rain out of here and also probably do a little field prep, throw to third, and she is out. So Chamblee got one. She won't get a second, and that'll wipe off Georgia here in the first. And Tigers. He's done some really great work in his 5 years there with Clemson. They have become a really strong program in the ACC.
They certainly have.
Abby Vieira behind. 0-1, fouls this one off. Vieira, Grace Hiller. Ariel Oda, 7, 8, 9 for Clemson here in the second. Tigers sent 6 to the plate in the first. 1 hit, a couple of walks, and left them jammed as the underhand scoop, second to first for the out. Kuma's been busy. She's been hit out a couple of times already here. Several Georgia products on the field for the Tigers. One of them here in Hiller, a Macon native. Tatnall Square Academy. .333 average here on the season in that A spot. Rise ball coming up high, 2-1. For a strike, 2-2. We mentioned both of these teams with big weekends. Georgia going out west to Stanford for a tournament. Clemson enters ACC play this weekend. They've got NC State in a 3-game set. You strike them out, throw them out there at first, 2 away.
Yeah, I think as a player, it'd certainly be difficult to go from this top 10 matchup. We'll see a replay right here of that just swing and miss with a great changeup from Madison Kerpix.
2 outs for Madison Kerpix. And Ariel Oda, another Georgia native out of Buford and Buford High School. behind Odo will go back to the top of the order. 250 with a home run here on the season for the senior. Fouls that one off the handle. They're 2-2.
That was almost a defensive swing a little bit.
Kind of jammed her a little bit. I think she was trying to just get out of the way.
Yeah.
Kerpick's looking a little bit more efficient here in the second. 2 outs, the base is empty. Here's a ground ball to short. 1-2-3, second inning here for Madison Kerpick. So we head to the bottom half. 2 innings in the books, so we head to the third in Athens. Georgia and Clemson here on the SEC Network, and a pitching change for the Dogs as Madison Kerpix goes 2 innings here so far. Shelby Walters is going to come into the circle now, 4-1, a 2.30 ERA on the season, and making her 8th appearance thus far in 2024. And we were talking about how this thing felt like it was about to become a pitcher's duel. It may still be, but Tony Baldwin putting a new arm out there.
Yeah, I mean, partially probably to get a different look for the Clemson hitters, but also Shelby Walters is a completely different style of pitching. She's got a bit more speed on the ball. She's got a really heavy drop ball that is complemented with her growth in starting to throw a rise ball a bit more.
Count 3-1. Clemson's went through the order once, now through the second time. Alex Brown grounded out to open the first inning. A little dribbler over to first, underhand, and quick cover to the bag there. Kuma, she had to really hustle.
Really good coverage. That is just pure instinct for Sydney Kuma to know to just go to that bag immediately. Good communication. We'll see it again right here. Digby coming up for the ball and just a quick flip on the move to Kuma.
Ooh, just got a toe there in
Barely,
time.
yeah.
So one away, Mackenzie Clark, who doubled for the lone Clemson hit here so far. Now back into the Clemson side of the seating area here at Jack Turner Stadium, where most of the orange can be found. There back behind the Clemson dugout, first base side.
More orange in the stands than I expected, I think, but they are geographically pretty close. So.
Yeah, nice easy ride down 85.
There's that ball from Shelby Walters with a little bit of uptick to it, up and in, really spinning the ball.
One, two comes inside. And we talked before the game. You watch this Georgia squad here early in the season. These pitchers they've done some work in the offseason. They're showing some different stuff.
Absolutely. There's some just key areas of growth for each pitcher, but as I mentioned for Shelby Walters, getting more comfortable with mixing up her pitches, throwing some more up stuff with really good spin.
Yeah. Three-two. That one will miss. We talked about the work that John Rittman had done in 5 seasons, and this is a new program. 2020 inaugural campaign for Clemson softball, hosted a regional in year 2, and have been in back-to-back supers. With that in mind, like, is there a better 5-year stretch? I mean, obviously, Oklahoma is going to obviously be the top of that list, but you're going from day
ground zero. Yeah.
Day zero,
Ground
and
zero.
you're hosting a regional year 2 back-to-back supers.
And
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he attributes it all to his players. He talks about how they built such a good culture. Where I asked him, "Do you have any key leaders?" And he was kind of like, "All of them. All of them lead by example," which is so special to see in a group of young women.
As He's got a symbol. I mean, the culture, obviously a big piece of it there. These are talented players, too. These are really good. I mean, Valerie Cagle, work she's done with the U.S. national team. I mean, these are fantastic players that he's assembled in such a short period of time. In year one in the recruiting pitch is the 2-2 misses. I mean, you're selling a dream. You're selling a vision.
Yeah.
You know, year one, year two.
And those girls who did come in year one, year two, they were part of building that too.
3-2 gets fouled away. Cagle flew out in the first. Count full here, 3-2. That one just foul. You see that wind whipping out there.
It is. The flag is really moving, but it's coming in, which is a pitcher's dream for it not to be going out.
When it's changing directions about every 5 seconds, the 3-2 lifted back foul once again. Good battle here with Cagle.
Yeah, the wind's definitely made it a bit cooler, though.
You came dressed for the weather, though, didn't you?
I did not. It was 75 degrees when I left my house.
3-2, swung on and missed, throw down to second, ball's going to get away. And Clark will hold there, so a strikeout for Cagle will be the second out as Clark advances to second. Good trade there for Georgia.
Yeah, and I think this might have been a little bit of a miscommunication on the coverage. Not a horrible throw, a little bit off, but
not at home.
Yeah.
So it'll be a stolen base for Clark. Second of the year. Two and 0 the count here to Maddie Moore. So no drop off for Georgia in the circle here. Walters comes on here in the third. And has been dealing as the 2-0. This is inside 3-0. Taking all the way there on the 3-0. A 3-1 walk. Hate to lose one on a 3-1.
I know. Another look at that pitch. Really inside. Definitely spinny screwball in. Staying in that whole time on that batter. Definitely a strategic move. Don't want to give her anything that she can crush in that scenario.
2 on, 2 out for Lungaleo. Does the cold impact how you pitch, how you grip?
I think so, especially when it's windy and cold. Your fingers you have less feeling in them. You have to put more pressure behind your fingertips.
So one or the other, manageable, but both will struggle.
Yeah.
And 2-0 here, and seems like Walter's struggling a little bit after coming out of the gate so sharp, and Chelsea Wilkinson can go out and have a word with her and settle her down a little bit here. And, of course, a longtime pitcher for the Georgia program, so excited to get her back in the fold on this coaching staff. And she's been there and done it herself, so players really relate to that.
Absolutely. I remember looking up to her when I was in high school, when I was growing up. And so to see her be able to come back to the stage where she got to shine is really cool.
Lungaleo ahead 2-0. Now remember, Clemson loaded them up in the first. Before Garcia struck out, she is due up next. There's a swing and miss on the 3-0.
That had to have been where she was looking at it. In that scenario, you don't want to swing at a ball unless you are certain you can put a good swing on it.
3-1, that one gets in there. And how you go pitch by pitch there, you swing at one, maybe you shouldn't have. Now you get called. Now you've got a full count. Now you're going to have to do something.
Yeah, now pressure's on a bit more. Got to protect the plate.
3-2, this one sharp liner foul. Three-two, and pull the string. Called strike 3. She didn't like.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning, number 7, Sarah Gordon.
Clemson has been through the lineup once. Georgia will complete its first trip through the lineup here as we head to the bottom of the third in Athens, Georgia. Scoreless game between a pair of top 9 teams, and we expected a good one, and so far it has certainly delivered. Sarah Gordon, Ellie Armistead, and Dallas Goodnight, 7, 8, 9 for Georgia.
I would love to see these bats come alive and put Cagle to the test right here.
Gordon. This was the called strike 3.
It was a little bit high, but I mean, still there. And Shelby Walters got fired up for that.
She was feeling it coming out of the circle.
Yeah.
(3-1). Walks have been the name of the game here, particularly for Georgia from the circle. They've put a lot of Clemson batters on board here with walks so far this evening, and there's Georgia picking up its first walk of the evening. Get the leadoff hitter aboard here. Ellie Armistead pulls this one foul. .276 hitter on the season is Armistead. Outside 1-1. Put the bunt down, but it goes foul, 1-2.
In that scenario, you really want to get the bunt down to help your teammate get to second right there and get in scoring position.
1-2. 2-2, and we go full here, 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
You'll notice there that Cagle went up, and then came back down inside. Very smart move on Clemson's behalf. You'll see the replay right here of that down pitch. Got a little bit of tick inside, right at her ankles.
This one is sent to left. This one will find the wall. Getting waved around and coming home to score is Gordon. Throw at the plate. Believe called out. Home plate umpire was over at third, having to watch from the angle.
Yeah, there was no umpire at
That is
home
tough.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Cameron Ellison up at third base. Nobody at home to make a call. Of course, Tony Baldwin's safe for sure.
He's like, yeah, she's safe.
So they're going to take a look at it. Of course, the convenience of replay. Can just pop the door open, go underneath, and take a look.
It has definitely changed the game of softball a bit. That, the pitch clocks, lots of new things being introduced into the softball world.
So Dallas Goodnight stands at second no matter what here.
Mm-hmm.
Goodnight incredibly speedy.
She can cover some ground, both on the base path and in the outfield.
3 for 4 on the season in stolen base attempts is the junior from Decula. So we'll get a look.
I think it's a matter of if she actually touched her.
Yeah.
If she did, I think she was definitely out.
I don't know if
it doesn't look like she touched her
I don't
from
know
that
if
angle.
she did.
It looks like she came in right behind her. Yeah, I don't think so.
And then just getting a fingertip down on the plate.
From up here in the booth, it didn't look like she touched home, honestly.
It was close.
Yeah. But it does look like she got fingertip on home plate.
Hey, runner safe. Good call there.
Definitely have some happy Bulldog fans in the stands right now.
So Dallas Goodnight with the RBI. Drives Gordon in from first, and Georgia leads 1-0. The longer you keep leaving people aboard like that, it's going to get you at some point.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, you don't want to be giving free passes, especially not against a good team.
Yeah. So back to the top of the order, and Emily Digby. Freshman from Decula High School. One turned foul.
When we spoke with Coach Baldwin earlier this week, he had such great things to say about Emily Digby. He said she's just a ball player. She's a really consistent player. in how she thinks and how she shows up every day. We haven't seen the great outcome of that kind of thinking and that mentality yet this game, but hoping we will get to see it.
One, two. Digby fouled out to third. Open the game back in the first inning here for Georgia. Cagle taking her time, slowing things down here. 1-2. Just outside 2-2.
She can't necessarily slow it down too much now with the addition of the pitch clock.
Yeah, a new addition here this season. You're staring that thing down out there on the outfield wall. Appeal to third base. Don Brown says she went.
Watching that back here. I don't think she quite broke her wrist.
Almost looked like the bat hit the ground, too.
Yeah. Something you don't necessarily see a lot.
But yeah, I agree. I'm not so sure it went fully around, but appeal is given to Clemson, and be 2 away here for the Tigers defensively as Jada Kearney stands in for the second time. Responsible for one of Georgia's 2 hits here.
This is someone you definitely want up to the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Fouled away.
Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right now, everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, clap.
Cagle, a sophomore from Yorktown, Virginia for Clemson. Got Jada Kearney down here behind 1-2. And remember, it's Dallas Goodnight at second for Georgia. The speed that she's got, anything in play, she's coming.
I agree. And with 2 outs, 2 outs, 2 bases. That's the saying.
The green light is on.
Yeah.
In the dirt, getting away, throw to third.
Uh-oh. We got some smiles over there still. We're all good.
And Goodnight in there safe with a stolen base.
I mean, that would have had to be a just absolute laser throw to make it after that.
And it's off
That
line.
bobble, yeah.
3-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. It'll go painless there for Clemson, but Georgia leads 1-0 after 3. And Georgia leading Clemson 1-0. Lindsey Garcia.
Shelby Walters coming in hot, keeping Garcia moving first pitch.
Doing a little dancing there, Valerie Cagle. 3 innings of work here so far. Clemson has stranded 5 runners here so far. And just the 1 hit. Dallas Goodnight getting the scoring going with the RBI double there in the previous inning. Two and 1 the count here to Garcia. Struck out in the first. This one back up the middle, and this one will be a base hit. First hit of the day for Garcia, Clemson's second. 1 on and 1 out for Vieira.
Now batting, number 4, Abby Vieira.
This one getting away to the backstop. So Garcia advances. Now in scoring position at second. Auburn transfer has made an impact for sure on this Clemson program. As Vieira ahead 2-0. Make it 3-0. .30 comes in there for a strike. Vieira, 314 hitter a season ago. Off to a bit of a slower start here this season. 3-1. That one misses for a ball. The walk with no one out, now 2 aboard. There's Grace Hiller. Well, John Rittman going to send a runner out at first. Kennedy Ariel, a native of Cumming, Georgia, South Forsyth High School.
In this scenario, runners on first and second, no outs. The Bulldogs really need to get an out right here.
Now batting number 8, Grace Hiller.
This is only Grace Hiller's 5th at bat on the year. Certainly the most fresh hitter in the lineup.
Yeah, just Hiller's 5th appearance of the season. Count 1-0 to Hiller, and Chelsea Wilkinson's making her 2nd appearance of the game to the circle to talk with Shelby Walters.
We do see some movement in the bullpen, but seems pretty relaxed as Lily Backus has just gone out to the bullpen. So I don't think in a huge pressure situation right now.
And there she is, getting loose in the bullpen if needed. You certainly would like to see Walters work out of this here.
Yeah, and Backus has been in and out of the bullpen all game.
Bunted foul there by Hiller. Struck out in the second. Another ball, 2-1 to the ACC Academic Honor Roll recipient from a year ago. And FCA All-America Scholar athlete as well. Popped up. There's an out for Georgia. That's a big one.
Really impressed at how Sarah Gordon was able to track down that ball very quickly.
Hard.
Yeah, very hard to do. The ball's spinning a different way than you would receive a pop-up in the infield. Good job by Sarah Gordon right there.
No time to get the mask off or anything.
No.
You've got to be tracking.
It wasn't that high, so yeah, definitely not a lot of time there.
What a catch! crowd said it all there for Emily Digby.
Really impressive right there. Able to get her glove up on such a quick moving ball.
And we went from Georgia feeling in trouble a little bit here, back-to-back pitches. You have a suddenly complete different feel of this second inning here.
I think that's a testament to how quickly the game can change and shift, especially when you have such high caliber teams playing each other.
A one in the dirt, throw down to second. Alex Brown back to the top of the order here for Clemson. Brown 0 for 2. Well hit to left on the run and making the catch, Chamley Key. Bottom of the fourth, Georgia leads 1-0. 3, 4, and 5 for Georgia. We've talked about Georgia's strength of schedule here early on in this season. You take down number 8, take down number 5 in a clobbering down in Clearwater. UCLA is part of that Clearwater tournament as well, and then you get Virginia Tech at home. Lose by 1, turn around and pick that one back up. And here's another ranked opponent coming to Athens here tonight that Georgia trying to knock off. It's had really good success here early in the season against really good competition.
And it's going to pay off further down the road. When postseason comes, realistically, you don't need to be playing your best ball in February. You need to be playing your best ball in June.
Yep. Yep.
But these kind of games will prepare you for that.
Tony Baldwin, you mentioned challenging his squad. Has been aggressive in the scheduling. But got the team to really do it this season, and that's something that you could see this team kind of building towards this year with the experience that was coming back, the caliber of hitting, the arms coming out of the circle. This is a team that you want to put a really good slate out there with it to see what you got. And you felt like you were going to have something good in the preseason and then voted second in the SEC to open the season. So people certainly think that this Georgia squad's got what it takes.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, Tony Baldwin challenging his team with this Clemson squad. And John Ritten also spoke to their strength of schedule and how he feels like they got gypped a little bit last year having to go to Oklahoma for Supers. And so really amping up that strength of schedule for them as well this year such that it pays off in the long run.
Yeah. 3-2. Well hit, but to the second baseman, Moore. Schofield didn't get it over for the out. Now I'll bring up Sydney Kuma. And therefore a strike. Kuma 0 for 1 on the night. Was at bat when Sidney Chambly was thrown out stealing third. And resumed that at bat in the second where she struck out. This trio right here. Kearney, Kuma, Mosley. We mentioned Mosley, one of the better bats. I mean, there's a lot of options there in this Georgia lineup.
Now batting number 33, Sarah Mosley.
2 away for Sarah Mosley. Lifted to right center. And just shy of the warning track, Clark will track it down. We played 4 in Athens, Dogs by 1. Give credit to the arms and the defense for holding both the offenses at bay. Lifted to right. Little bobble there, but Mackenzie Clark will fly out to open the 5th.
Now batting number 72.
We talked about Georgia and then Clemson on the opposite side, its strength of schedule, and the ACC as a whole. Everybody talks about the SEC, but the ACC with 4 teams in the top 25, Duke and Clemson there at 6 and 9 respectively. Top-heavy conference up there. There's some really good softball being played. Of course, Florida State getting the Women's College World Series championship a couple seasons ago. But there's Clemson right in the mix. 5-year-old program, super impressive.
Absolutely. I think Clemson's looking to break into the Women's College World Series this year, and their strength of schedule is certainly going to help prepare them to potentially do so.
And Georgia has already played 3 now of those ranked teams, getting Florida State down in the Clearwater tournament a few weeks back.
That game was something else. I turned it on. I was like, oh, it's 4-1. I was like, oh, no, it's 14-1.
Yeah. Ends up being a 20-10 win for Georgia.
Crazy.
This one's golfed out, the 2-1. Good defense as Armistead comes up with it.
Now coming into play number 28, Maddie Moore.
That one just out of the reach of Armistead, and a good piece of hitting there by Maddie Moore.
Really impressive hit right there. Just able to punch it over Ellie Armistead's head at shortstop for the base hit.
One on and 2 out here in the 5th. Inside. Mangaleo has walked and struck out looking here this evening. Outside, throw to first. Lindsey Garcia waits on deck. She's responsible for one of Clemson's 3 hits here this evening, as you see Moore at first. Two and 2. Two, throw down to second. Tag applied. Couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah. It almost seemed like she did get the tag on her, but maybe wasn't able to hold it. Yeah, maybe got caught up in her a little bit because the ball was on the at the end of her glove.
Count 3 and 2. 3-2. Ooh. So first and second with 2 away.
Number 5, Lindsey Garcia.
A full count walk there to Mangaleo. So here is the aforementioned Lindsey Garcia. 2 on, 2 out. Here we are in the 5th. And if you're Clemson, you've had opportunities with players left aboard. You haven't been able to do anything with that. Here we are in the 5th. You're starting to kind of run out of opportunities a little bit as you see Clemson 7 runners left aboard here so far.
Yeah, that's definitely something you don't want to see as a high caliber program. You want to be able to string hits together and move the runners around and ultimately get them in.
Two and 0. Three and 0. Walters has issued 4 walks here so far. Get the feeling this is a fairly pivotal moment in the game. 3-1, that one just misses. And now the bases are loaded for Clemson.
Yeah, looks like we potentially are getting a pitching change. I hadn't seen anyone out in the bullpen.
Tony Baldwin's going to 24 hits, 9 runs, all of them earned. She's walked 4, struck out 22. Batter's going 220 against her. And you need a different look right now, as Georgia's got a little bit of trouble on the base path. 2 out, but the bases are loaded.
Yeah, as we spoke about earlier, ideally in this situation, you're getting a ground ball to any of your infielders.
Golfed up to left on the run into foul territory.
Or with 2 outs, just a pop-up.
Swung on, and that'll do it. What? Now some confusion as to what exactly happened at the plate. Trying to get an understanding of, was that a called strike? We'll go to break and talk about it on the other side of the 5th, and a little bit of confusion there to end the 4th. So swing and a miss, there's strike 3. And you see a very kind of up call, but then Clemson runs the bases here, which I think confused a little bit.
I've actually never seen someone run home like that, on that pitch, which maybe confused the umpire as well.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Tony Baldwin was quick to come out of the dugout.
Oh yeah, he was fired up.
You said third.
He was like, no.
You said strike.
That's not counting.
Jaden Fields finds herself behind 0-2. Second plate appearance of the evening for the Kennesaw native. One and 2 the count. The 2-2 to Fields. This one's well hit. This one will go left. Leadoff single for Jaden Fields. Second time that the leadoff hitter has gotten aboard for Georgia. Runner aboard and no one out. And here is going to be Sarah Gordon to hit, but we'll have a pinch runner coming out here for Fields.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now running at first base for the
Be Jaden Goodwin.
Number 2, Jaden Goodwin.
Goodwin, the sophomore from Paris, Kentucky. Gordon walked in the second. So a quick foul, 0-1 the count as Gordon stands in.
In these scenarios, you really need to have that bunt, and that's something that I think the Bulldogs have struggled with a little bit over the past few years, is being able to get a bunt down in a crucial situation where you're moving a runner into scoring position.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. Gordon's retired on strikes.
Now batting number 24,
Ellie Armistead to bat. Georgia leading 1-0, and Dallas Goodnight jumping on the first one that she saw there back in the third. This one to the wall. The double would drive in the catcher, who just skirts by the tag and gets the fingertips down on the plate. And that's the difference in the game. Armistead back foul, 1-1 the count. Ground ball fielded cleanly. Lead runner taken out at second. That'll be all.
Really good defense there by Valerie Cagle, a pitcher fielding her position. Seems like a simple ground ball, but the instinct to know to immediately turn around and go to second on that and not go to first there is key. You want to get that lead runner.
Yeah. One 0. Two and 0 to Goodnight. Mentioned the double, the RBI, the stolen base, all back in the third. The 2-1. Goodnight on the infield. Charging in is Moore, and that'll do it for Georgia in the fifth. We've played 5 here in Athens. Home stretch here in Athens. We had the 6th, a 1-0 game. A run on 3 hits for Georgia, nothing on 3 hits for Clemson. And there's a quick out to get the inning started. Grace Hiller quickly
now batting number 24,
retired out. Ariel Oda stands in here for the third time. The difference in this game, I feel like, is going to come down to walks and runners left on base. Clemson has left 10 runners.
Yeah, that's definitely an unusually high number of runners left on base.
Yeah.
For a top 10 team.
Two-0 was fouled away. Lifted back foul once again. Backus 2-2.
Something that Tony Baldwin mentioned earlier this week about Lily Backus is that she came in and was able to really quickly connect with pitching coach Chelsea Wilkinson and has already shown a lot of growth since she's been at UGA.
Do you cover the, you walk back to the circle and you cover the face, you're talking to yourself sometimes?
You might be saying a word that you don't want someone to know that you're saying.
Tough play over to first and not in time. Good job there by Oda to leg that one out just in time.
Back to the top of the order now for the Tigers, number 25, Brown.
Oda will be the fourth hit of the day for Clemson. And now you go back to the top of the order. You want to be careful here if you're Georgia. Bunted down the line and an easy tag out. And some unsureness there if that was a foul ball, but that was going to be ruled fair. So quick out.
Now batting number 7, Mackenzie Clark.
So we mentioned Georgia's two transfers, 2 of the 3. Gordon, catcher. And then back is the left-hander from North Carolina, both playing substantial time here so far this season. Backus has been a media contributor from the circle.
Yeah, definitely the ability to have 3 pitchers instead of just 2.
Yeah.
Provides a lot of flexibility and depth to the pitching staff.
You know, some different looks, for sure.
Yeah, they all have a little something different. Coach Tony Baldwin spoke to the fact that there's not necessarily an ace on this staff. They're all quality, and they all can be disruptors.
One, 2 comes inside. It's a good way to share load. Obviously, it's a lot for one pitcher to carry. If you can have everybody contribute, that certainly goes a long ways. This one out into outfield, throw home, going to be cut off, and Clemson's tied the game. Two out and a 2-2 count. Mackenzie Clark to the outfield.
Able to punch it just over Sydney Kuma's head right there and provide enough time for that runner to get home.
Oda from her single getting aboard. And Clark with the RBI, and we have a tied game here in Athens. 1-2 after the swing and miss. Cut foul. So Hiller grounds out to open the inning. Oda gets aboard with the single. Brown grounds out, trying to advance her. And then Clark's RBI single ties the game at 1. The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. But Clemson has tied the game. We head to the bottom of the 6th, knotted up at 1. Bottom of the 6th here in Athens as Clemson tying it up here in the top half. See if Georgia can answer in the bottom half. Here's a ground ball foul to get things started here in the 6th. Great part of the lineup, though, for Georgia. 1, 2, and 3, top of the order. As you take a look at the game summary, Clemson has left 11 runners on base, and if anything, Clemson could be up by several runs if they'd had some timely hitting.
Yeah, if they had strung a few more together, this would be a completely different ball game.
Clemson out hitting Georgia 5-3. Neither team has just lit it up with the bat here this evening. Really, the pitchers have kind of controlled pace of game, but Clemson has had some more opportunities, predominantly from the walks. Georgia has struggled a little bit with the control at times. Three one goes high.
Speaking
and
of
Digby walks. Leadoff walk for Emily Digby. That'll bring up Jada Kearney.
Now going to the plate, number 8, Jada Kearney.
Kearney has one of Georgia's 3 hits here today. She singled in the first, struck out in the third. In there for a strike, 1-1.
You'll notice that changeup is about 10 mile an hour, a little over, a little under, I guess, than her fastest pitches. That's a pretty ideal spot in terms of speed for that changeup.
Kearney swings and misses for strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning. Digby still at first. And here's Sydney Chambly. Chambly showing a bunt look. She'll drop this one into play, throw to first. Chambly is retired on the sacrifice, but that will move Digby into scoring position with 2 away.
Now coming to the plate, number 6, Sydney Kuma.
I think we're going to get a pinch runner here at second.
Yeah, Digby is going to come out, and it's going to be Hannah Davila coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now running at second base for your Georgia Bulldog, number 27, Hannah Davila.
Davila, a 5'7" freshman from Flossmoor, Illinois. So a little speed out there to try to drive in a go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 6th. As a freshman, no pressure, but you hope you're tuned up on the signals and you know where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, hoping you don't miss a call on this. Do want to commend Sydney Chambly, though. We were talking about the bunt situations earlier. That's an ideal bunt situation where you are moving your teammate over into scoring position. And now the Bulldogs have a chance to get back in this and get back ahead.
Oh, 1 knocked foul once again.
Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right now, everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, clap.
Outside, 1 and 2. Sarah Mosley waits on deck. Pulled foul once again. Off the end of the bat, fielded cleanly there by Hiller at first, and that'll do it for the Georgia Threat in the 6th. We head to the 7th in the top. Final scheduled frame here from Jack Turner Stadium in a 1-1 contest, Georgia and Clemson. It has been a good one this evening. Clemson's 1 run on 5 hits, no errors, 11 left. Georgia a run on 3 hits, no errors, 3 left. Maddie Moore leads things off here in the 7th. 4, 5, and 6 for the Tigers. Moore finds herself ahead here, 3-0.
Yeah, Lily Backus is definitely looking to come in with a strike right here.
And she'll lose her on the 3-0. Leadoff walk for Maddie Moore. She has reached all four of her plate appearances here today.
At number 16, Aaliyah Lagalio.
6 of the 9 Clemson hitters have reached. Lungaleo has got a pair of walks to her credit here this evening. Popped up. Stay in the infield. Kuma making the catch. So Georgia leading 1-0 coming into the top of the 6th. And Mackenzie Clark getting it done. A good piece of hitting there. Just enough to get it to the outfield, and that was enough to drop the run in. There's Lindsey Garcia fouling one away. 1 on and 1 out. Tough play at second. They're going to go back to second to get the lead runner there, and a fortunate break for Georgia.
Yeah, that kind of worked out for them because in that situation, you definitely want to have that lead runner out.
Moore was headed to second. She held up, then sees the bobble.
Yeah. Looks like it might have just hit in the palm of her hand and popped right out.
Vieira, swing and miss. Fielder's choice for Garcia. Moore retired on a 4-6. That'll be the second. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second. Stolen base for Garcia. So Garcia now in scoring position. Vieira going to be behind 1 and 2. Tony Baldwin wanting to so get a nice announcement there from our officials is Tony Baldwin wanting to look at the runner at first base and leaving the base, I'm guessing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe leaving early in that situation.
So we'll get a look.
I don't think so.
So the official letting us know didn't leave early. So now a big pitch up coming here for Clemson. 1-2 and 2 away. Got to extend this at bat here. Popped up on the infield. Kuma makes the play. We head to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 1.
Leading on the bottom of the 7th inning for your Georgia Bulldogs, number 33, Sarah Mosley.
Bottom of the 7th, Georgia will try to end it here in scheduled innings. We'll see some even more free softball here at Jack Turner Stadium. A 1-1 game in the bottom of the 7th. 5, 6, and 7 for Georgia in this 7th frame, and it's Sarah Mosley batting 5th. Here's a ground ball, this one to second. One away for Georgia.
Out to the bat, number 3, Jaden Fields.
One away, Jaden Fields will stand in for the 3rd time. One and one. Georgia looking like it may pinch hit for Sarah Gordon here as Lindy Ray Davis has climbed down to the dugout. This one well hit by Fields. This one's going to find grass in left center. It finds the wall. And Jaden Fields finds herself at second base with a stand-up double with one away. Georgia in business here, runner in scoring position, good piece of hitting.
Really good connection by Jaden Fields right here. Line drive in the gap. Was able to get all the way to second.
I think we're about to see a pinch runner. Possibly, as Lindy Ray Davis pinch hitting here. Tony Baldwin with Cameron Ellison going over his scorebook, and indeed a pinch runner emerging from the dugout for Georgia. Haley Eaton will pinch run.
Now coming to play for your Georgia Bulldogs, number 11, Lindy Ray Davis.
So Eaton at second, Lindy Ray Davis stands in. Righty on lefty matchup for the pitcher Valerie Cagle. This one in there for a strike. Davis hitting .250 here on the season. Slugging .625. She's been patient.
She was definitely being selective there, waiting for her pitch, but now she's got to protect the plate.
Tony Baldwin voicing some frustration there. Cagle at 100 pitches now. Again, McCubbin was scheduled to start, and moments before first pitch, Cagle was inserted in the lineup, swing and a miss for strike three.
Really good pitch there by Cagle. We'll see the replay right here. Nice change of speed a little bit. A tail to the outside corner. Lindy Ray Davis could not get back on time.
2 away. Back to the pitcher. Quick reflexes. We'll go extras here in Athens. 1-1 after 7. If one or two of those are able to get pushed across.
And even wildly different if they were to string multiple of those together in one inning.
Kylie Johnson pinch hitting here in the 8th for Grace Hiller. She was 0 for 3. See Johnson's numbers on the season. Knocked back foul. The 1-2 reached out for.
Nice off-speed pitch
Yeah.
by Lily Backus.
Two rung her up on a called strike three.
Beautiful pitch here by Lily Backus. That curveball inside to the righty, that has been one of the areas that her and pitching coach Chelsea Wilkinson have been working on this year, just getting her more comfortable doing that, and it paid off.
Hit and run look there, charging it from short over to first, not in time. Armistead gave it a good hustle, but a good piece of hitting there as Oda hit and run.
Deja vu
Yeah.
to her last at bat, almost identical placement.
Play top fielder number 25, Alex Brown.
She'll get a single out of both of them.
Ball rolling just slow enough to give her speed the time to get there.
This one's well hit to left, but right to Chambly. Two away.
Now batting number 7, Mackenzie Clark.
Get the feeling the way this game has been played that it's going to be a mistake that costs the game. Somebody's going to get a board and then you're going to miss a pitch. As this one's fouled back. The way the game has been played, I don't see stringing 2-3 hits together to get runners aboard. It's going to be someone gets aboard, big hit, big moment.
I completely agree.
High and up to Mackenzie Clark as Oda at first base. A .286 hitter on the season is Clark with runners aboard. To the edge of the infield, Kuma with the catch. We head to the bottom of the 8th. One game in the 8th as we head to the bottom half. Bottom of the lineup in Dallas Goodnight. Then we'll flip the card back over and go to the top. Big cut there from Goodnight. She doubled in the 3rd. Impressive outing here for Valerie Cagle, inserting the senior into the lineup and knowing they're wanting to go toe-to-toe with Georgia. 10 strikeouts, 100-plus pitches now. Is this well hit? Goodnight going to find her way aboard. We talked about that speed. If she can put it in play, she's going to be dangerous.
Now that she's on the bases, she'll move around quickly if given the opportunity.
Interested to see how aggressive Tony Baldwin is here with her. Throw back to first, they'll actually hold it. A little indecision there on what she wanted to do. Digby sends this one to right field. This one just foul. Digby 0 for 2. Walked in the 6th. Comes high. Almost feel like Goodnight's trying to lull them into throwing that thing away to right field.
She probably wants them to.
She trusts her legs enough to feel like she can get back, but maybe give it a throw and see where it goes. As this one gets away, Goodnight will go to second. Took a big turn there at second. Dallas Goodnight now in scoring position. That alone right there might have been enough to get in the head of the catcher.
That's very true, especially in the 8th inning.
You're thinking about
like
it.
We are.
Be a wild pitch. Pulled foul. Jada Kearney waits on deck. Nobody out here for Georgia. Two. This one's lifted to left center. And a huge collision out in the outfield. Goodnight tags and goes to third. She's now another base closer here. And, man, what a collision in the outfield.
I know. I was thinking that I was thankful that they didn't hit heads, but it looks like her leg might have gotten caught on her teammate.
And Mackenzie Clark needing a second. You can tell she's in a fair amount of pain. Like she's starting to maybe smile a little bit there, so shaking it off, and she's going to take a jog, and Ariel Oda giving a good laugh there with her, so I guess everything's okay. But take a look at it. It was a great catch.
Yeah, really impressive that Clark was able to hold on to the ball right there, despite getting knocked to the ground, and still contend for a play.
Yeah. And it looked initially like Oda took the brunt of that from left. She went to the ground to just try to get out of the way, got hit, ended up being the obstacle there for Clark, but Clark taking a moment to get up, and she'll be fine. And John Rittman waving the outfield to come in a little bit here as Jada Kearney stands in, because anything in play is going to probably score Goodnight. As this one bounces before it gets to Kearney. Goodnight at third. Here's Kearney. Well hit to right field, and that'll do it. Georgia walks it off here in the 8th.